One. Hello everybody and welcome to WOR Tier 12 today around the historical Silverstone circuit in Great Britain. I am here today with my good friend and back again this week with me, AMS Epic. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing very well, thanks. What about you?
I'm doing very well. As you can see, we have joined right at the start of qualifying, unlike earlier on in the week, and we are gonna get underway around this magnificent circuit before all the drivers start their laps. Epic, tell us, what do you need to do well around this circuit?
You need to be consistent and you need to be very careful of track limits, of course. This track is known for very tough track limits, especially round Maggots and Beckett's. But really, for this circuit, you need to be smooth, you need to be confident on the throttle. But overall, I'd say the biggest thing is you need to be able to know your car. Because if you don't, you're going to be very messed up around here, especially when it comes to balancing the car right round the corners.
Yeah, those things you have just said are gonna take a huge part in today's race. Of course, you said about the track limits. That is a huge factor around here. Probably one of the harshest circuits when it comes down to those track limits, and we shall see if any of these guys can sort of, hopefully, keep it as clean as possible. So as we are on board with Kieran, but there is a Mercedes of Zane starting his lap. He is going to be the first guy round on a lap. So Epic, why don't you take us on a lap around this Silverstone circuit?
So now, going into turn 3, hard on the brakes, you have to get the apex right. He's a little bit slow, taking it tight, very taking it nice, setting up the exit for turn 4. He gets that right. Going on to now, I can't remember the straight now. Forget it.
The Wellington Straight, my friend.
The Wellington Straight. Now, heading into this fast left hand, you go a bit wide, you see what's happened here. He's had to miss a lot of the apex, keep it close through Luffield now. He's going safe for the throttle, 4th gear, going very safe, using that exit, which is quite important to going a little bit faster. Now, heading down to one of the fastest corners of the circuit, Cops. Can he keep it close? Yes, the same does. He goes nicely onto the curb, not going too wide there. Especially with trackers. Now coming through the left, right, Maggots and Beckett's. Can he hold on to it? Very nice corner, going 5th gear. Going safe through there, and it is going to be a 1 minute 4.5 for that middle sector. And that's a pretty good first second sector there. Heading now into Stow Corner. One of the more difficult corners, especially for understeer with these new cards. On this year's game, into the last 2 proper corners in the track. He has to get the apex right for both corners. He's going 2nd gear, going risky, holding it in 3rd, going up to the line, last corner. It's going to be a 1 minute 29.1. What a lap.
That is a very good lap for provisional pole. We have Cam coming up to the line. Can this beat it? No, it's 1.2 seconds off. There we go, that's the times we need to see. As he's at 30.3, 1.2 seconds off, as Kieran goes 2 tenths behind in the Ferrari into 2nd place. Who else is on the lap? Who's the furthest round out of this lot? As Dash Jaguar sets a 28.5 and goes on provisional pole by a good 6 tenths of a second. He is in the clear at the minute. We do have a Locker on a lap. He is the furthest round. No, we don't. It's not Locker. It's his teammate, actually. Storm Twister. He's backed out of his lap because that is not a respectable middle sector. We have Bravingo, who's invalidated. Oh, come on, guys. Give me some hope. Titan, maybe. Yes, he is on a lap. And 1 minute 5.3 in the middle sector. He is pushing, though, as you can see, with the DRS open and that battery draining. Now through Stow, down to 6th gear, using not as much track as he did have available into the Vale Chicane. What can he do through here? Oh, a bit wide from the first apex, which then unsettles him for a run down through Club Corner, and it's a 1:30.1 for Titan in the Williams. So let's actually go back on board with Locker, who's gone a bit wide there, and he's backed out of easy.
He did spin just the corner before Luffield. He did spin round there. I believe it could have been back markers, I'm not 100% sure. Romano comes up to only 5th, so a bit of a difficult one. But look at that! Between Titan and Romano, only 2,000s divide them.
That is very close. If we have that in the race, it will be very entertaining indeed. We have, is Bravingo back on a lap? I think he is, so coming through Luffield. A bit wide, but this can maximise his power. Going down through Woodcote and onto the old pitch straight, going up into Copse. So let's see if he can do anything in this middle sector. So through Copse now, down to 7th, a little lift. Goes a bit wide, I think that just about keeps that valid, but I don't know if he'll have to back out of that
He
one.
will. He should back out of this because he went over the curve. He went over that curve at Copse.
Yeah, I think
as it
might be
states
in the
race director, yeah, he's backed off, he's realised.
Yeah, he's heard us.
Yeah.
He heard us and backed out. Is that, I think that was...
Storm Twister there.
Storm?
Yeah.
Well, for me, it's not updated, but he did move up and then move straight back. Oh! He must have crossed the line and then come back off on track from going off wide and got a previous and this lap invalid, so his lap did not count. And Bravingo up into PA after backing off. So Soda starts the lap with Kings, no.
Locker's on a lap.
Tommy. Locker is on a lap. Is he further round? Yes, he is. Going
good
down
middle
the hanger
sector.
straight.
This will currently put him 4th, so this is a pretty good middle sector from him.
Through Stow, nicely done, using all the track he possibly can. Now into the rail chicane, needs to get this right if he wants any chance of getting into that top 3. Nicely done through there, so through Club Corner and onto the Hamilton straight. Where is it? It's P4 for Locker at 29.6 for the Red Bull man. And that is a very respectable position, but Tommy instantly goes to beat that and goes a 10th off Dash Jaguar in the Williams and is now, as I said, a 10th off. So he is one guy looking for that pole position at the end of the session.
Constant Soda is the next one. He's just set purple middle sector there. That I can confirm that is actually the fastest middle sector of that time, by what I believe. So that's a very good middle sector from Constant Soda. Very confident on the brakes. The last 2 proper corners. Oh, he goes a bit deep through there. Oh, that really has compromised him through that corner. It's not bad though, it's 3rd. What a lap though. Getting pretty close to his teammate Dash Jaguar.
It was a good lap, but it did get a tiny bit ruined by a mistake in the final few corners. Smith has invalidated Bravingo. Not improving across the line, but I think he might be going on to a lap, but we'll quickly have a look, see if anyone else is. Holger is on a lap now. Open up the DRS, up by 7 seconds, so at the minute is on for about P7 to about P10, depending on how much time he can gain in this final sector, but goes wide. Stow and invalidates, pulls into pit lane, rightly so, and that is the end of his lap. What about his teammate Kieran? What can he do? A 5.06 in a 5.6 in the middle sector. It's a 29.3 across the line. I think that was an improvement on his lap time.
He did let off a
going
bit.
Again. Yeah, I thought he did, because he has a lot of battery left in that Ferrari machine. As we do have the likes of Smith going round the track one more time. Let's see what the Aston Martin man can do in this session so far, with 8 minutes left on the clock. The yellow flag in sector 1. Cars getting out the way of each other. So through Copse, nicely done. Not using all the track he can, but still a very nice line through there. So into Maggots. These next few corners are some of the best on the F1 calendar. Nicely done through Beckett's and on to Chapel, and then going into the hanger straight, going right the way to the outside lines, giving the best line into Stowe. Will he be able to hit the apex? Touches the grass a bit. Car rotates nicely through there. Nice line there through Stow, using everything he possibly can now into the Vale chicane. Going left to right instantly now. Nice on the power through Stow Corner. A bit tight through there. It's a 29.288, and that puts the Aston Martin Man of Smith up into P5.
Very good lap there from Smith, especially to the disappointing start that he had for qualifying. I believe the next driver on the lap is Cammy. I believe this is a bit of a warm-up lap. Storm Twister as well. So it looks like some people are going with 2 laps to warm up their tyres. But it's Zane. Zane is the next driver to be on a proper lap. He's 1/10 up currently. This won't improve his position going through Stow. Is he going to have a good Stow Corner? Yes, he is. It's a very smooth one. Not using that much exit, but it was a good amount of exit though. Now heading through the last 2 corners. Now up through the last bit of a corner. It's, oh, that is so close. It is P3, so he's found a lot of time in that 3rd sector. I would say he found about 2/10. So very good lap there from Zane.
Yeah, very respectable lap time from Zane. Going only 2/10 off of pole position, which is Dash Jaguar. We did say who was going on to a lap. It was Storm Twister. He is powering on now, going down the old pitch straight, going into Cox Corner. Nicely done, using a huge amount of speed through that right-hander. Now into Magnus and Beckett. What can he do through here? Can he make it through unscathed? Down to 5th gear for Beckett. Nicely done on the exit through Chapel onto the hanger straight of 4.4. He's up by 3.9 seconds on his lap. He could be on for a really, really good lap if he pulls it off in the final sector. Nicely done through Stow, and now powering down into the Vale chicane. What can he do? Into here. So on the exit, what will happen? Across as he's about to cross the line through Club, and it's a 28.749 just behind Mercedes of Zane. Very nice lap time there from the Red Bull driver.
Yes, very nice there from Storm Twister. I didn't expect that to come out of his lap time, but he did very well there, I have to say. Another driver on the lap, Tommy, trying to find the closest driver to the line. It is Romano. Well, he is on a slow lap currently, trying to find someone. It is Tommy. It is our NRV Tommy, who is the next driver on a lap. Not sure how much he improved by in Sector 1, even if he did improve or not. Coming down through Maggots and Beckett's now. What can he do? A little bit slow, a little bit wide, taking it well though. He takes it safe through there. It is half a second up. It's the fastest middle sector. This is going to put him on pole by miles ahead of any other driver. We still have not seen our current provisional pole position, pole sitter currently, Dash Jaguar, come out of the pitch yet. He thinks he's safe. I don't think he is, as can Tommy push his time up? Yes, it will. It's a 28.0.
That's a really good lap there from the Williams man. Nicely done. Up by a whole 0.6 of a second at the end of that lap. So very expertly done through those corners. We have Constant Soda, who's invalidated unfortunately. What about Kieran? Oh, there's a Alpine spinning in front of him as Locker goes up into P6. Just caught the end of that as he crossed the line. A 29.217 from him. That'll probably be the end of his session so far. So we do have...
And Kingsley is also off. Kingsley has also gone off. The next driver is Romano.
That was the Alpine we did see go round, but Romano up by 1.3 seconds. What can he do as he crosses the line? Will this be for provisional pole? No! Just ahead of Dash Jaguar, 0.3 behind the Williams of Tommy to 128.3 from the AlphaTauri man. Very nicely done in that lap. So let's see what else he can do.
It does just prove there how much more grip they're finding, how much more time they're finding with the extra grip out on track. Yeah, Kieran on a lap, Ferrari, and the special Ferrari livery, of course, from Monza. Oh, he's gone off. He has gone off, but he's carrying on his lap. He hasn't stopped. I believe he does have to stop at. He can't carry on the lap time. He has to let off. He went completely off. It's going to be 7th place as Holger has spun round. Tommy has retired from the session. He's chosen to retire. Dash Jaguar is out on a lap, I believe, currently.
No, he's on an out lap. But it's just changed from out lap to real lap, but he is on an out lap. So he will probably be one of the last guys to set a lap. So we'll stick on board with him for this whole lap ahead. The Alfa Romeo man was on provisional pole before it got beaten by Tommy. He needs at least a 6/10 improvement. Here we go. Through turn 1 of Abbey. Nicely done through there as we go through Aintree and now going into Village. What can he do in this first sector? Will he be up or will he be down? So through the loop. Very tight but nice exit. Good drive. Out of the corner now down the Wellington Straight. Aramco Bridge leads him down into Brooklands. He's up by 1.5 attempts in that first sector. Nicely done through Brooklands. Now up into Luffield. A tighter line than we've seen by other drivers today, but it could give him momentum going through Woodcote. So now let's go up into Stow Corner. The most important meter board is the only meter board left standing. Through there is Romano, retired from the session, as that was his final lap of the session just a minute ago. So now going through Maggots, all just about keeping that valid, just within the track limits. So opening up the DRS. What is this for Dash Jaguar in the middle sector? He's up by 4/10 of a second. It's all about how this final sector goes now for the Alfa Romeo man. So into Stow. Nicely done through there. Has to back out the throttle though and invalidates. Going into Stow. It was on for such a good lap.
What's he doing?
Oh, he's gonna.
I think he's lost. I think he's a bit lost.
Kimi Raikkonen 2.0 getting lost. But the session hasn't finished yet.
It has
now.
now.
It's finished.
Who else is on the lap? Zane is also improving by 3/10. This will put him ahead of Dash Jaguar. Can he do it? Kieran has just retired. That is now 3 drivers retiring from qualifying. What can he do? What can Zane do into these last 2 corners? Can he pinch? Get ahead of Dash Jaguar and pinch P3 from him? Is he going to be able to? He needs to have this brilliant final sector. It's going to be a 28.3 and it is. It's so close. 300ths behind Romano. That's a bit disappointing. I think he'll be happy. But Storm Twister also gets ahead of Dash Jaguar. What a lap there.
It's seeming like the track evolution is starting to make Dash Jaguar's lap tumble down the order as we have Cam on a lap. He's up by a 10th in the middle sector, so through the Vale chicane. Needs to get it nice if he wants to go up into lap top 10. So through Stow Corner. It's a 29.6. He did lose a bit of time, so that's P12 for him. Kingsley is down, and that is what Smith has invalidated. So that is the end of your qualifying session. Dash Jaguar saying in the chat, I bottled it. Yes, you did.
Terrific gamer just come out.
What?
He's just come out of the pits. On an outlet.
No. The glitch is back.
No.
So basically now the glitch is back after they tried fixing everything of where if you join late you sort of just get all the time you once had.
Yeah, should we just tell him to retire because he turned up too late.
They should be.
Yeah, because this is kind of unfair. It's unfair to the other drivers that they get it and then they get to join late.
So.
But oh, I think he knows what he's doing.
I've just seen a madness.
Well, it is a good way though to get to the finish line a bit quicker.
Yeah, but I think he might have, unless it's the end of the session for him, he might still have the full time remaining. So if he does, I won't really count this lap in my books.
No, I think he'll be sent to the back anyway. Good penalty. Let's just see. He's allowed to start the lap. What are they doing? Oh no, the session's gonna end in 10 seconds anyway.
Yeah, but usually it stops at 01. Let's quickly have a look. Yeah, look, it stops at 01. Oh no, he's either retired or the game's cancelled then. If anyone wants any updates quickly on the Pro Series F1 Esports, Thomas Ronha, former WR Xbox Tier 1 winner, is in P6. We have Lucas Blakely in second, and I think he might be leading the way after the pit stops, which he is. So everyone down after Lucas Blakely has boxed. Jana Watmir is in P15, not really making too much progress, but back to the Tier 12 racing, probably more exciting than F1 Esports. So we have NRV Tommy on pole position, followed by Romano in P2. Zane is third, Storm Twister in fourth. Dash Jaguar, who was on for such a good lap, is in fifth place. Constant Soda is sixth. Kieran seventh. Locker in eighth. Holger in ninth. Smith rounds out the top 10 as we go down to the bottom 5 cars on the grid. We have Bravingo in P11 with Cam Lyons in 12th. We have Titan in 13th and Kingsley in 14th, rounded out by Terrific Gamer, who joined late, managed to get in luckily, so he still can participate, but he rounds out the grid in that McLaren. So that is the end of your qualifying session. And so, Elite, who is your predictions for the top 3 here at Silverstone?
It's difficult, but I do think Dash Jaguar is gonna come back through into the top 2. We saw his lap that he was on. We did see that he would have gotten pole. So I think it's gonna be between Tommy and Dash Jaguar, or between possibly the 3. I think Jaguar, I think Tommy, and possibly Zane or Romano. I think it's gonna be between possibly 4, or it's gonna be 4 of them or 2 of them that are gonna be battling for the win.
Yeah, that is a good shout. I'm gonna go for Dash Jaguar to win.
You're gonna go with Bravingo.
Okay. I am gonna say Bravingo will get a podium.
I'm gonna say Terrific Gamer's gonna get a podium.
Apparently, Terrific Gamer has to leave and rejoin because the lobby's not loading without him. With him, sorry, in the lobby. So I'm gonna go for Dash Jaguar P1, Bravingo P2, and Tommy in P3. We're surely in for a hectic race around this old RAF airbase. So let's have a look as we're about to get ready for 36 laps.
26.
Of this magnificent 26, yeah. I was thinking of Austria for some reason. Of this magnificent
that
track.
Taken so much longer.
Yeah.
I was a bit worried when you said that.
Yeah, silly mate. Well, we're in for 26 laps of this 3.65 mile circuit. 18 corners, of course. We are going to be pushing all those corners to the absolute limit throughout this race day. So, as we look at the race director, we can see what tyres everybody is going for. Romano and Cam going for those soft compounder tyres, which can maybe give them an aggressive start, but will wear off quite early on in the race.
Ooh, I do just want to say, this has been a risky strategy from Cammy to go soft as well, but Locker on hards. We saw what happened yesterday. It did not work out. Sorry, on Tuesday in was it tier 8? It didn't work out as well. So Possibly the hards could be the right strategy this time if there's safety cars, but it might not be as well, so we'll just have to see.
Well, here we go. We got a 5-second countdown before the race start. There is no formation lap due to bugs with it still, so hopefully we'll load in to the race. And here we go. We have 3, 4, 5 red lights. And we are underway at Silverstone. It seems that Tommy gets a good start. What about Romano? Romano jumps him off the line. It's now Zane going for Tommy. Oh, there's a big crash behind with RSF1 Locker involved and spinning down the order. So here we have Tommy behind Romano, and that was a little bit of a slide there for Storm Twister, dropping him down the order. But Romano leading the way, and there is a virtual safety car out, which I think
yes,
is the
I saw
debris.
it. I saw it. Locker doesn't have any damage by how it seems. Possibly just going a bit slow, but it looks like Locker, he doesn't have any damage. Holger though, entire front wing is missing, so I can see the problem there. Yeah, Locker just seemed to get a bit pushed wide after a bad start, and Holger also just seemed to just spin out afterwards, possibly overheated tyres, potentially, or under of course cold tyres potentially as well. But it didn't go well for Holger off the start, or for Locker. Not what Locker would have wanted on the hard tyres, of course. Hoping
No,
for a
it's
bit
not.
of
As
a
we
better
go
start.
back underway, sorry to interrupt, we go back underway from this VSC, and Smith pounces on Dread Titan up in front of the Williams, and now he has the 2 McLarens all behind him. As Terrific Gamer lets his teammate go. Titan takes that wide line into Stow to defend. Oh, that was a big moment there for Bravingo, nearly out of the race. Ready down the inside of the fail. Oh, there's teammate wars as well at the same time. Oh, into the curb at Club. That is very risky. That curb is very, very dangerous, but Terrific Gamer allows Bravingo through, but that can now put him under attack from Kings behind. Will he be able to do it? Round the outside goes Kingsley. Can he pull it off though? Takes a long day to come, and there's contact.
Kingsley's round.
Spins. And that is him down the field, as we actually have Locker maybe trying to pounce on Lynn going into Brooklands. What will happen? Round the outside goes the Red Bull on the Mercedes. Can he pull this off? It's a brilliant move. It's an audacious move even to go around the outside there, and he gets the move done. We have Cam on the back of Kieran.
Between Locker and Lynn, going into Cops. It's another Mercedes Red Bull battle. 2021 Silverstone vibes coming off of this.
Sorry to interrupt. Cam's has gone straight off. He is spun, going through Maggots and into Beckett's. He is spun
His
round.
wing is gone. His wing is gone. Fully lost his wing, and his teammate is closing in on him as well. We already have penalties. I just want to say that we already have penalties. That's fast. That's like the fastest penalties I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Start off a race.
Instantly with penalties is Romano on those softs, making them work. He's nearly gained a second on Tommy behind, but just will not be able to put it out before the first detection point, which will give Tommy some DRS down the Wellington straight, as there's a bit of a train forming behind Romano, as Storm Twister is just about on the end of that. And here we go. Will any moves be able to be made by any of these drivers through the field? Bravingo is trying to close on Titan ahead. This battle started on lap 1 and then died out a bit. Last up as Locker gets 3 seconds already. That's a warning a lap so far on average. So it's Storm Twister just keeping within the DRS of Constant Soda ahead. Zane is actually catching up to Tommy, who is catching up to Romano ahead.
What's a
Romano
mistake
quite
from Romano?
Yeah, quite poor exit there for Romano. Can he keep ahead going into Stow? He just about can. Tommy cannot gain enough, but Dash Jaguar falling right off the bat of Zane ahead, as that's a yellow flag for Cam again, as Bravingo gets past Titan. They go side by side through Stowe. He gets the move. Smith is now attacking Kieran round the outside into the Vale chicane. So can he pull out of? He's going to go for the inside through Club Corner and not pull it off. But Kieran keeps that position for one more lap. Oh, Smith getting right up the back of that Ferrari. The Ferrari actually, I think, waits for a bit of DRS there. Strategically smart from Kieran. So that's alright if he can get the move done with the DRS. Going down that Wellington straight, he has dropped back a bit. Needs to use a bit of his overtake system, his battery catch up, but he hasn't. He hasn't caught up in time, so this may be a poor strategic choice by the Ferrari. Maybe push him down the. Oh, he's made a mistake. Huge mistake there.
This has allowed Ravingo to get back within DRS now. This is a problem the drivers are having, but I just want to take back to the front three, if we could for a minute, because, Tommy's made a mistake on the mediums, and now Zane is right there. And so has Romano. He's made another mistake like last lap. Here goes Zane, although I have to say, Tommy does have a lot more ERS left, while Zane has already used about 90% of his ERS, 95%. That's not great. It actually is quite a lot more ERS than I expected him to use. But Dash, can we just talk about Dash Jaguar for a minute? He's gained one position, which isn't bad, and he's caught back up to these guys in the top three. But he's not making the impact I expected him to.
No, he's not making too much of an impact as there is a spin for Locker. Oh, and I just caught that. A spin from Ravingo into the wall at Club Corner. And that is him with no nose cone, no front wing. And down the order and has to do a whole lap before he can box.
And here comes Zane.
One wing replaced.
Zane on Tommy.
Zane.
Almost happened round the outside. Valtteri Bottas, Lewis Hamilton 2019. Sort of clip almost happening again. Through Luffield. That'd be great to see a move, wouldn't it? Through Luffield. That's what we really want to see.
Yeah, it would be nice to see a move through Luffield, even through Cop's Corner, if someone can be brave enough to pull it off. So as we see Zane flying through Magnus Beckett's constant soda, it's a 3-second time penalty for track limits. See Tommy and Zane trying to hunt down Romano ahead. His tyres surely are going to start fading, probably in the next few laps. These two follow through behind with the two Alfa Romeos charging behind them, maybe just thinking about when they will strike and if they'll help strike together as a file through Club Corner. And Zane, is there anything you would think about so far with strategy in this race?
I think it's early because we haven't had a proper safety car or really any big proper incident to happen. As Ravingo gets a 5-second penalty, and so does a terrific with a 3-second penalty. But still, what Zane really has to do here to get ahead is he has to wait for Tommy and Romano to both make a mistake while battling, and to go through save his ERS till they are weak, because that's what they have been doing the whole race, and Zane hasn't. He's been using too much ERS. I think he potentially thinks that others have been using the same amount of ERS as he has. If you look ahead, both Romano and Tommy have roughly around 50% ERS, which just shows this sort of big difference between them at the moment.
Yeah, it is a huge difference in battery between the trio, even the cars behind. Maybe not constant soda, he's sort of on similar levels to Zane ahead, but Tommy is really getting close to the rear end of that AlphaTauri, and the AlphaTauri actually pulls into the pit lane to box. Will he go onto the hards? Oh, and he gets a 5-second penalty for speeding. That could be big coming near the end of this Grand Prix. So let's see, what tyres does Romano go for, as there isn't really many overtaking opportunities in that first sector. So as we... Nice going onto the mediums. A surprising compound, maybe going for the 2-stop here. is the AlphaTauri man as Kieran gets 3 seconds. So let's go back on board with Zane v Tommy. Of course, Zane will have the DRS and Tommy will not.
Yes.
Through Brooklands.
I have to say, Zane's straight line speed is really good. I think that's what's keeping him here. Even with no EOS, I think that's what's kept him up with Tommy, is that he has a lot of straight line speed. And he's getting very good acceleration off of corner exits compared to Tommy as well, which I think is surprising. I think everybody a little bit with the pace.
Yeah, this track is mainly low/high downforce. You want high front end but really low rear end downforce, so that with the DRS open, will Zane be able to get close enough to Tommy ahead as Storm Twister did get a 3-second time penalty there for track limits. And let's see if... Oh, Tommy's made a mistake and he's round! Tommy's round! That has put him down the order, just making that mistake through Stow. The car dropping the rear end. And that has put him down the order, down in P5, letting Smith go by. Maybe just get a bit of DRS, and that's another spin. That is for Kingsley. He was spun on the exit of Chapel, but Tommy going really slow, not really trying, maybe just trying to cool down the rear tyres a bit after that spin. That unleashes the Jaguar of Dash Jaguar onto Zane.
Yeah, very much there. I'm not sure how that mistake happened. He got the corner very well. I think it potentially could have been that he took the corner too tight, and he got sort of caught in that. For some reason, it's that sort of mid-corner. It's like there's some sort of bump if you take a tight line, and so maybe he got caught on that. But I'm not sure there. I'm never really dropped it. I've never really dropped the throttle really on Stow Corner, so I'm not sure how that happened.
Yeah, me neither. As we just saw Kieran go round for about P5, P6, P5. Grid position there he was in, but the mistakes are creeping in on these drivers. So about who can keep their composure, and if they can keep that for the whole race. So as we see Dash Jaguar not really making too much of an impression on Zane ahead. Zane just seeming to be not really under too much pressure at the minute, as Terrific Gamer and Lynn are going side by side into Stow as Storm Twister boxes from P4 to now into the Vale Chicane. Terrific Gamer versus Lynn. Who will come out on top? And it's Lynn in the Mercedes, cutting off Terrific Gamer. Nicely done as Smith gets 3 seconds going through turn 1. So, as we see, look how much of a gap the top 3 did have to Smith behind.
Yeah, very much. This isn't good because you have to think about Tommy here, the guy who was in the lead who spun out. This isn't going to help him, that he's already 3 seconds behind Smith. So he's got to make 10 seconds up. 10, 11 seconds to make up over the next 20 laps. That's going to be very difficult to do.
Yeah, it will be very, very hard to do, as Kieran has retired. I don't know if that's an on-track retirement.
It is.
Yes, it is. So why? I don't get why he has retired. He was still in the points.
Maybe he just wasn't happy. Possibly got some body damage. Potentially.
Tommy gets a 3-second time penalty. That could be big compared to Romano. But Romano does seem to be doing something like a 2-stop.
And Dash Jaguar's in. This pit lane is really slow.
Yeah, it is quite slow for such a long, slow pit lane.
It's also quite
I was
big.
Gonna say it. Yeah, it's quite spacious, quite long. But I was going to say these are some early boxes, and I realised these drivers did start on the mediums and not the hard compounded tyres, which is the preferred start tyre actually, the hards. So Kieran retired because his setup was made for TT and not the race, and the tyres were too hot and just kept spinning. So that is why Kieran has retired.
Oh, so he's a bit like me. He can't bear overheating tires.
No.
On this game though, overheating tires are lethal on this game for some reason. Cold tires seem to just make you understeer a lot. They're lethal. And overheating tires, even by like a degree or two on this game, they seem to be completely, they go from being fine to being lethal between like 2 different degrees.
Yeah, they do seem to change a lot more to the handling model in this game. Just sort of really doesn't help, as we see Terrific Gamer trying to pounce on Lynn. Can he do anything here? So, but Lynn, I think, might actually just be coming into the DRS of Titan ahead. Zane goes on to lap 10 with not boxing so far. Dash Jaguar, of course, is going to try that undercut. Romano come out 2.7 seconds ahead of him, as everyone's sort of really spread out here now. Oh, excuse me. Everyone's sort of really spread out here now, and there isn't really much of a battle going on, but it seems that Titan's made a mistake, and Lynn is closing in. It's every time I say that, no matter what stream it is, that nothing much is really going on. Someone makes a mistake, and this time it was Titan opening up the DRS. What will Lynn do? Because that's actually brought Terrific Gamer back into it as well. Will either of them be able to make the move into Luffy? No. Fly through woodcuts and up into cops. It's a bit of a stalemate at the minute. Do you reckon, Epic? Like, not really too much going on, mainly just cars following each other around the track.
Yes, very much. I think this is the part of the race where nobody wants to take the risk of making an overtake. As Romano gets a 3-second penalty, that's not going to help him. But oh, there's a car around. That is Holger. And also, interesting thing, Holger is the first and only driver to be lapped.
I think that might be a bit of a different story soon. We've just seen Cam go off and he's really far behind, but we do see Constant Soda go into the pit lane and see where he comes out relative to his teammates. There's a yellow flag in sector 3, and that is for Storm Twister, who was on the undercut mission and could not get it done. So Constant Soda coming out on track, comes out behind his teammates, quite a long way behind. Needs to warm up those hards as quickly as possible and maybe see if he can catch up. Maybe, sorry, I keep yawning, I've had a long day at college, but yeah. So Epic, who you think, if you're in Zane's position, you should pit this lap, as there is a total gap of around about 28 seconds the Dash Jaguar behind.
I would say pit this lap, don't lose any more time on old mediums, because you're going to lose time when you put on the fresh hards when they're cold, and you've made the right decision to go in this lap. Well done. Of course, he hasn't got a penalty as well, so this is going to help if he has to wait in the pits, you know, because now he doesn't, so that's something going to be very useful for him. But Smith, though, the one driver that we didn't expect to be doing this, he's going to be taking the lead of the race.
Yeah, taking the lead of the race and sticking it out long.
And, shockingly, this is the first time, I've just found out, this is the first time that he'll be leading a race. Even by a meter. He's leading a race now. This is his first time. So that's pretty nice for him. Yeah, no pressure to spin. Just do what Tommy did.
Yeah, as Zane comes out, will he come out ahead of Dash Jaguar, who tried the undercut? He does! So Zane, even though he's got some cold, hard tyres, maybe try to defend by giving Dash Jaguar a poor exit. He's now gone to the outside, and surely should be able to get him here with the Alfa Romeo. He's going to go side by side down this main straight. Zane versus Jaguar.
I don't know why
Jaguar
Zane was fighting that. I don't know why he was fighting that there. He has cold hards. Dash Jaguar has, perfectly, great temperature, hard tires. I'm not sure why he's trying to fight that there, if I'm being honest. But Locker, by the way, has jumped ahead of both of these two.
And to be fair, he's on 12 lap old hards. I think he might no,
it's a
he's
mistake
not.
from Romano.
Oh, there's contact! Romano's round!
It's not Romano,
Romano's
it's Locker.
Locker round.
One of them's round.
They're sister teams. It gets confusing.
Oh,
that's it's poor for Locker, but it actually brings Dash Jaguar back into play. But I think Romano will have to make another stop anyway, because those tyres will not be able to make the distance, and that's another mistake from the AlphaTauri man. He could be under a bit of pressure if he keeps this up in the next few laps. Maybe rear tyre temperatures not to his liking. Now he really needs to think about the defence against Jaguar behind.
Honestly, Romano there, I am going to, although I didn't see, from all sides, all camera shots, I do personally think from on board of Locker, it did look like it was Romano's fault. He went off line, he had oversteer, lost the rear, then he came on very aggressively trying to defend, and just did not give space to, of course, Locker. So I would say at the moment, this is going to be a Romano penalty potentially, another one to add to his race, which isn't going to help him already with his penalties so far. And remember, he is our championship leader.
Yes, he is, as we now fly through Moritz and Beckett's on board Romano, who's now going to be under pressure from Dash Jaguar behind, who is then going to be under pressure from Zane. So it is very tight between the trio. So, as it seems that Jaguar not being able to get close enough to make the move into Stow or Vale on Romano ahead.
Okay, can we all agree that Smith is doing something very odd? He's doing a very odd strategy. He's got, oh, there is a yellow flag. That's for Stow Twister.
Stow.
Oh, another one. Just like Tommy. Did it looked like it was just like Tommy's as well a bit. Almost at the same part.
Yeah.
But as I was saying, Smith is doing a very odd strategy today. He's going very long.
I think going for a medium soft, if he can pull it off. But as we see Titan versus Lynn going into Village, just not being able to pull anything off is Lynn. But Titan is under a bit of pressure from the Mercedes behind. He does make a mistake on the exit, doesn't get the drive he needs. Excuse me. And now going down the main, the Wellington straight, if I can get my straights right. Cannot pull off the move and goes a bit deep into the corner, but we move up to Dash Jaguar versus Romano. As we look at the gap between the two, Romano just never being able to get Beckett right and onto Chapel, as here comes Dash Jaguar down the inside on the AlphaTauri. They're going to go side by side, and that's Kingsley off in the background as Dash Jaguar gets the move done on the AlphaTauri. The Alpha Romeo masters the AlphaTauri. Bit of a tongue twister there, but good move as Tommy gets past Kingsley, who did make that mistake and go off on the exit of Chapel, as Jaguar gets the fastest lap of this Grand Prix. And now Romano really needs to start defending from the Mercedes of Zane behind us. As a retiree of Zane. No, was it
Cammy?
Cammy into the pit lane. Oh, that could actually hold up his teammates. We might go on board with him quickly.
Also, I just want to say, we're seeing some problems for Zane here. Just like many times before this race, Zane is struggling to overtake drivers. He is really struggling to overtake Romano. I'm not sure. It looks like sector 2 is where he's losing a lot of time. This isn't good for him, but he's losing a lot of time there.
No, it
But
really.
but this little trio is quite fun though. They are battling.
Yeah, they're battling hard. As the Romano just can't get Beckett's right. He just can't do it, as this could allow Zane to now start catching up to him. But Romano gaining. What can he do? Into Stow, down the inside on Dash Jaguar, not being able to pull it off. It was a bit too tight into the corner. Zane has a huge snap behind, manages to keep that car in a straight line, and now just needs to sort of refocus. Get the gap back up. Here we go. Now down the main straight, the Hamilton straight. So will there be any moves pulled off going down the Wellington straight, or maybe into Brooklands, or maybe a huge battle going up into Cops Corner? So as we see, look at the wear on Romano's front left tyre. 16 lap hold soft, so Smith gets a penalty, and Tyson has spun round on the exit of club. Lap 16, no 17. 17 of 26. Romano's look close enough, but let's have a look at the graining. If I quickly remove everything, yeah, that's really bad. Do you think this will really affect his pace at the minute? And we'll surely have to do the double top.
I just want to say, we say about Romano's tyres being bad. Look at Smith's. His tyres are looking very bad.
Oh, he's got a puncher!
Who?
Smith gets a puncher!
Does he?
Going down the hanger straight, Smith gets a puncher. Lucky for him, it's only one corner on the track, but his tyre...
By the way, I don't
left.
see any puncture. I don't see a punch.
There is a puncher.
He's going normal speed and he's still going normal speed, so I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not.
Into Stow, his tyre blew up for me, going like just before going into it.
Let's have a look, because usually it's slower for the pit stop. No, it's normal speed. How strange.
I don't know. Well, I saw. I don't know. The game is the game, innit?
Yeah, the game likes to taunt us as commentators. Do you think? Do you think EA and Codemasters are just watching this, just going, "We're gonna play with them a bit. We're gonna make them all excited at something."
Oh! There's a crash between Zane and Romano. I've literally just come back on board with Zane going down the inside. They've made contact, and that is Romano and Zane spinning round through Brooklands, and that's allowed Constant Soda through on the pair. Well, not on the pair just yet, but surely we'll be able to get past Romano.
Oh, no.
Going up into Cops. Here we go. Can we see it? A move into Cops. We do. Even Zane might follow through, and he does. He gets a pair of them through Cops. Very opportunistic, very audacious from Zane, just to follow Soda through Cops, and then see Soda go wide, and then just goes, yes, I'll be taking that move. See you later. Constant Soda's move. It's a tiny bit of a day late, not a short, but here he comes. The Zane lags back a bit, but Soda gets the move done on the Mercedes. Absolute carnage has just happened in the past few laps, and it seems that Zane's hard work that he just pulled off hasn't really benefited him, with a 1-2 now happening as it stands for the Alfa Romeo outfit. What are your views on that incident and what just went down? Epic.
Oh, it's the corner before Luffield. You have to be careful, because if the driver goes wide, they're of course going to pinch you at the apex, because they're trying to get the corner. Because if you don't, you go off, you go wide. So I think it's more of a 50-50. Romano went wide, and Zane sort of went in too much, and he's going to go for it at the same corner again. He's going for it. Is he going to get it though? Through Luffield, we're getting the battle we wanted through Luffield. That was some action. Coming up to Cops, it's going to be the same again. We're going to see this for the second time in 2 laps. Going through, oh! He's still, oh my god. That defense from Constant Soda.
Constant Soda being very, very brave, holding that round the outside of Smith versus Storm Twister. Has to back out through Cops, does not. have the balls like Constant Soda did going down the inside, but here he goes. Here comes Zane down into Stow. Constant Soda on the outside again, there's a contact. Zane just about keeps his car in a straight line, but after that incident, look at the gap Dash Jaguar has. 9 seconds. Storm Twister and Smith still battling here. So will Smith be able to pull one off into Vale? Maybe go for a late send. Oh, there's a bit of double movement there from Twister. Just keeps ahead. Maybe see Zane. Oh, he nearly goes straight into the back.
I just saw that. I just switched over and just saw that coming right towards me.
Very tense racing between these few drivers as the DRS is open for Zane. He's going to try it into Brooklyn's outside or inside. Where does he go? He goes for the outside this time. This will put him on the inside for Luffield as Constant Soda does cut the corner a bit and now goes round the outside the Alfa Romeo. So what will the Mercedes do? Will he get the drive? Will he be able to get the momentum down the corner of Storm Twister and Smith still battling here. Round the outside goes Smith. A nice move through there. Zane down the inside of Constant Soda. Round the outside.
Sweet lap.
The Alfa Romeo stays. Zane squeezes him. Oh, it's so close. There's a bit of contact maybe. As Soda will have the DRS going down the hanger straight. I'm sorry, Smith. And Storm Twister's off. He's off at cops. But we go back to Constant Soda versus Zane. As Constant Soda maybe trying to switch back here. He is. He might be able to get Zane going round the outside into Vale. Or maybe swoop into the inside. But Zane keeps the position as that's Kieran. No, Holder, I think. Holder, yeah. Spinning as Romano does come into the pit lane and drops down the order. This race is hectic.
But what a
safety car.
Romano's hit this perfectly. Romano has gotten this absolutely perfectly. Oh, he's having to wait. Oh, Hulk has been disqualified.
Oh my.
And he's stuck on the curb. That's the problem. He's stuck on the curb.
Oh my god. Wow. Just wow. This throws everything up into the air. You said that Romano's got this perfectly. Look who's in front of him in P5. Smith. He is going to be loving life, having got 3 lap old softs. So they're not too old. Not that worn.
This, what's happened to Silverstone? We've gone from boring races to having an absolute epic one right here. Oh! Zane's got a 3-second penalty.
How has he done that? You're under safety car.
He cut the corner.
Just stay within the track limits.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's risking here to try and speed up because there's still a safety car speed that you have to go at. I'm not sure what he's trying to get to faster.
The pit lane as Dash Jaguar boxes. Actually, Romano's not got this spot on. He's so far back. He won't be able to get past all the cars in front of him.
Oh, but look! It's a double stop from Alfa Romeo. Will the mechanics be ready for both to pit both of them at the same time? Are they going to be ready? Let's watch on. I'm watching on board from Constant Soda. Are they going to be ready? They are there. They are ready. The double stop.
And also.
Oh no, they're not. They're not ready. They weren't ready. Oh, that's disappointing.
Also, some huge news coming out the Aston Martin camp. They've boxed Smith again. Smith has boxed, and Romano's unleashed. He's conceded track position when he was on nice, cozy softs. He
could have been leading.
Yes, he has maybe just thrown the race win out the window. So Smith, from going to leading his first Grand Prix this week in his career, round here a few laps ago, and maybe getting a puncture. We don't know. The game was maybe playing tricks on us. And now had the chance of taking the lead under safety car, but comes in for a fresh set of softs when those softs were only 3 laps old.
That Oh, what was that for? There was no point there. Now, he hasn't conceded that much position, to be honest. He's only lost 1 place. So he hasn't conceded that much time on track. But yeah, I think we might only get 1 or 2 laps of racing, to be honest.
Yeah, we ain't got long. It'll be hectic for sure. So
It's this is like the first time that I've seen a safety car on like in F1 22 multiplayer.
really,
Yeah, you see it so little.
oh, so let's see what will happen as everyone files round. Excuse me, I did a safety car, and everyone will be definitely looking to make up as many positions as possible on these fresh tyres.
Look at where Kingsley is.
P13, but he's miles away.
Yeah, he's on the other side of the track.
Yeah. As it does look like Bravingo and Locker having a little bit of a race here.
Do they still think they're racing? Oh, they're trying to cause some contact to get each other penalties.
Well, it looks like they're just having some fun.
But can I just say, the only driver without penalties in this race is Titan and Dash Jaguar. Now, if Titan can keep close, he could potentially finish P5 or P4. He could potentially finish P5.
Talking about penalties, why don't we take a look?
Yeah.
Sorry. Let's take a look at the penalties. So we have 3 seconds for Zane, Soda, and Tommy. 6 seconds for Romano, Smith, Lynn, and Storm Twister. You know what? You can do Terrific Gamers penalties. I always let you do the big boy penalties.
So, Terrific Gamer has 15 seconds of penalties. How is this man not disqualified yet? How? And then we
think
see
we have to get like 30 seconds, I think.
And then we see Holger getting disqualified for being stuck on a curb.
Yeah.
And then Bravingo, 6 seconds of penalties. Followed also with 6 seconds of penalties is Locker, and then Kingsley in last with 3 seconds of penalties. But we know who's going to win this. Bravingo.
Yeah, Bravingo has just put in the chat. This safety car saved my race. It really has. He can still gain 4 positions if he overtakes these 4 cars.
He's got
that can put him up into about P7.
It could, but Titan. What do you think about Titan today?
He's driven a good race for not getting any penalties. Let's check, because the safety car won't be in at the end of this lap. Let's check how many warnings both Titan and Jaguar have. So Titan's only got 2 warnings, because he got 2 warnings on the opening lap. Probably 1 for contact. If we quickly look at incidents, we're looking for Titan. Yeah, he's only got 2 warnings so far.
He has to be. Well, there's only going to be 2 laps of racing, so let's just hope he doesn't mess up. Now, he might not even get a penalty if he does exceed track limits, because it's been so long, because it was lap 1. And thing is, do you know, when somebody makes contact and you get a warning that way, it doesn't actually count towards a penalty.
No.
So that means he's only really got 1 penalty for track limits.
Yeah, as we let's quickly have a look at Dash Jaguar's warning. Says the safety car will be underway at the end of this lap. You need at least 2 racing laps. He's got 2 warnings. Has Dash Jaguar 2 warnings in 2 laps? Not the first 2 laps, but we can maybe see what will happen as we will get underway at the end of this lap with the Alfa Romeo of Dash Jaguar leading us away. Oh, this is getting spicy. If Dash Jaguar makes 1 mistake, Zane can pounce and maybe gain those positions he rightfully needs and sort of deserves. As Cheddar says to Bravingo, go on lads, maybe can McLaren gain as many positions as possible. At the minute, he is on for a P10 finish due to his teammates' penalties.
But
Maybe
I have
see
to say,
what will happen.
my driver today, not going off of just positions alone, my driver today is definitely it's gotta be Smith. Come on, from P10 to P6, he might even drop down to 7th, but still, that's not bad. He's been very consistent though. He led laps, he pitted at the right time. He's done, except his latest pit stop, going for another set of softs for some reason. He's done very well today. I think that's why he's top driver for me.
Yeah, he is a definite shout for driver of the day, but let's see when Dash Jaguar goes. Will he go on the exit of the Vale chicane, or will he wait all the way to the start finish line? He's gone! He's gone now. Lynn gets a 3-second time penalty straight away. And Dash Jaguar has left Zane behind with Romano versus Tommy down into Abbey, and Romano gets the position of Bravingo. He's crashed already. He's raced to save, and now it's been sent spinning down the drain. As Romano now leads this train with Tommy, Smith, Lynn, and all the others behind. Up, down, it's a terrific gamer. Let's see. Oh, Smith is right at the back of Tommy. He's got to go for it. Going down into Brooklands. If he does, but he doesn't have the straight line speed that Tommy does. We have 2 laps of this race remaining. It is going to be frantic. It's going to be hectic. It's going to be one of the best final 2 laps you might ever see, as Lynn getting right at the back of Smith behind. So let's see, as everyone, there will be no DRS. As Bravingo says, I'm selling this wheel. A button keeps getting stuck and he keeps looking behind. So unfortunate for him, a Storm Twister gets past Lynn on the exit of Cops. Oh, his contact! He's made a mistake. That's surely Lynn with a bit of damage. Locker gets 3 seconds. I think someone else did as well. But there's surely damage for Lynn, as you did say there is. But there is battles going
as
further
this just
up the
meant
field.
that now Titan is going to be in for P9. Titan has now secured P9 in this race. As it stands, it's P9 secured. But he does have
Lynn
the red
does
one.
stay
Locker!
out.
Locker!
Oh, contact Lynn! Terrific gamer!
That's 3 wide!
Oh,
Over
the
the
big
place.
amounts of contact! Titan, Locker, everyone going straight off the circuit. It's massive. It's huge amounts of contact.
It's the final
really
lap as well.
upsetting for
It's the
Titan.
final lap. Can Zane?
The final
Can
lap has
Zane
started
win?
as that's Locker down the inside of Titan. Oh, this final lap is starting to heat up.
Look at the
Stay on board
front.
with these few. As Zane is not close enough at the minute to get the move, but terrific gamer falls behind Kingsley. And look at Dread Titan. Not going to actually, maybe not even going to be able to get the gap to Storm Twister, and maybe just stick in that P8 spot so far as Lynn answers the game. Oh, there's contact!
Both McLarens are at the bottom. This is being a boring Grand Prix all over again for them. It's not going well.
It is not going well, but Zane, can he do anything on Dash Jaguar? He's got no ERS left. Does the Mercedes, the Alfa Romeo, is surely in for a comfortable win here, and there's someone behind. Will there be any moves? As here we go, we might see Romano versus Constant Soda for the podium. As here we go, Romano down the inside. Oh, let's nearly contact. Locker is round. Oh, this is really hectic in this final sector. So what will happen? Will anyone be brave enough to send it down the inside? No. As here we go, Dash Jaguar wins the Silverstone Grand Prix, followed by Sane, who's then followed by Constant Soda, and Tommy goes up into P3, passing Soda and Romano on penalties, as Smith gets 6th, Titan 7th, Stormchester 8th, Kingsley 9th, Lynn rounds out your top 10. Terrific gamer will come across the line, probably in P11.
He's just given up
at this point, as he's given up, but didn't get a penalty for that, surprisingly. As Locker will come home 12th, and 13th will go to Bravingo. But Dash Jaguar is your race winner from P5 on the grid. I did say he would win. If you play this stream back, you'll hear me say Dash Jaguar will win this Grand Prix, and he has. Brilliant race from the Alfa Romeo man. McLaren have fallen off, says Cheddar. Yes, they have so far in this race anyway. But Jaguar wins the Grand Prix. A beautiful drive from P5. And that he did that safety car really, really well.
There's nothing I can say. I really have no words to say about that performance from Dash Jaguar. He just got it right, didn't he? He just got it right.
Yeah, he just performed that to perfection. A beautiful race.
We said we said about
Jaguar.
you know how he said about McLaren really dropping off. Look at the Ferraris. Both of them are last than DNF.
Yeah.
Back to the
That
realistic.
also isn't good. But Zane, a good race from him. He led for a while. But just got undercutted by Dash Jaguar. Tommy, good race until that mistake, but then did sort of recover that and move up into P3. Constant Soda in 4th, was in the shadows of his teammate's success. He wasn't able to really make as much of a gain as his teammate did. Romano in 5th did lead for very, very long into the first stint, but his sort of double stop didn't help him at all. Smith in 6th, a brilliant drive from 10th on the grid, led for the first time in his career, and it's definitely one to look out for in the future races. Maybe if he gets his strategy right. Titan, sort of quiet race, but still managed to live on in his heart and carried on to P7. Stormtwister 8th. We really have to round up the top 10 at the minute because we ain't got the time. But Kingsley 9th, Lynn 10th, Terrific Gamer 11th, Locker 12th, 13th Pravingo. Your DNFs are Cams, Kieran, and Holger. So that is the end of what was a fantastic British Grand Prix, and it's something that we did expect to see a lot of excitement there. And it was absolutely beautiful and epic. What are your thoughts on that race, and who do you give driver of the day to?
I think my thoughts on the race. I can't really say how it was because there was ups and downs. There's some times when nothing happened, but those were the nice times. Because when something would happen, lots of things would happen then at once. But I think that was the great thing about the race. It was filled with action. Even when we had little parts where 2-3 laps where nothing would happen, then all of the action would come along. I really enjoyed this race. I think it's one of the best races I've seen in league racing. And my driver of the day, I think to me, driver of the day goes to Zane. I think
that is a very, very good driver of the day there. As I'm gonna go for Dash Jaguar as driver of the day from P5 to P1. Did a very nice quiet race. Didn't really make too many overtaking moves other than the Zane one, but that was a hectic Grand Prix. Hopefully your tier 12 commentator will be back next week. I think because tier 10 had no one, he got promoted up to there, and then we covered in for tier 12. We were going to do tier 11, but I got persuaded by a certain locker to do tier 12. But I'm very glad I did. Very good racing. I mean, Epic, did you enjoy your time here today?
I did very much. I hope you did as well, mate.
Yeah, I really did. I'm very happy I chose this tier. I don't know how tier 11's gone, but hopefully everyone did well there as well. But thank you everyone for watching. I have been Steve F1. Epic has been epic. And thank you all for watching the Silverstone Grand Prix, and bye-bye.